What if the one thing you trust the most is also the one thing deceiving you every single day? Not your phone, not social media, not the news, your own brain. Every decision you make, every memory you replay, every opinion you defend, every fear you carry passes through one organ, the brain. And here's the unsettling truth. Your brain isn't designed to show you reality. It's designed to keep you alive. Those are two very different things, because survival has never required truth. It only required making the safest guess. And for hundreds of thousands of years, that strategy worked. Imagine standing alone in an ancient forest. You hear leaves moving behind you. You have two choices. The first, assume it's just the wind. The second, assume it's a predator. If you're wrong the first time, you die. If you're wrong the second time, you simply waste a little energy running away. Evolution didn't reward accuracy, it rewarded caution. Your ancestors who survived weren't always the smartest. They were often the most suspicious, the most fearful, the quickest to imagine danger. Generation after generation, those survival shortcuts became part of the human brain. Today, you no longer worry about saber-toothed cats hiding behind trees, but your brain still uses the same ancient software. The predator changed, the programming didn't. And that's where the lies begin. Not because your brain wants to hurt you, because it believes it's protecting you. Every single day, your mind quietly edits reality. It removes details, it invents explanations, it predicts outcomes, it fills missing information, it creates stories. Most of the time, you never notice, because the storyteller and the listener are the same person. Think about that. Imagine watching a movie where the director secretly changes scenes while you're watching, but convinces you nothing changed. Would you ever notice? Probably not. That's exactly how your brain works. In fact, scientists estimate your brain receives millions of bits of information every second. Yet, your conscious mind only becomes aware of a tiny fraction of it. Everything else, filtered, deleted, ignored. Not because it isn't important, because your brain simply cannot process everything. So instead, it chooses. It decides what deserves your attention. But here's the terrifying part. Its choices aren't always based on truth. They're based on expectation. Your beliefs, your fears, your past experiences, your emotions. In other words, two people can witness the exact same event and genuinely believe they saw completely different things. Not because one is lying, because both brains are. And before you think, that could never happen to me. That's exactly what everyone else thinks too. Psychologists have spent decades proving something almost impossible to accept. The less aware people are of their own biases, the more controlled they become by them. It's called the blind spot bias, one of the most fascinating psychological discoveries ever made. People can easily recognize irrational thinking in everyone else, but almost never in themselves. Think about your last argument, maybe with a friend, a family member, someone online. You probably felt absolutely certain you were right, not just confident, certain. Now ask yourself something uncomfortable. Where did that certainty come from? Did you carefully examine every possibility? Or did your brain instantly gather only the evidence supporting what you already believed? Because certainty doesn't always come from knowledge. Sometimes it comes from selective attention. Your brain loves consistency. It hates uncertainty. So whenever information threatens your existing beliefs, it quietly resists. Not because you're stubborn, because your brain sees changing your beliefs as mentally expensive. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack for years. Eventually, it becomes part of you. Removing it feels strange, even if it makes you lighter. Beliefs work exactly the same way. Your identity becomes attached to them. Changing your mind can literally feel like losing a piece of yourself. That's why facts alone rarely change opinions. Emotion usually wins, and your brain knows it. But that's only the beginning. Because sometimes, your brain doesn't just misinterpret reality, it manufactures it. Let's do a simple experiment. Right now, without looking around your room, try remembering every object that's blue. You probably recalled several things. Now, look around. Chances are you missed many obvious blue objects, not because they weren't there, because your brain wasn't paying attention. Now imagine how often that happens. With people, conversations, opportunities, warnings. Your attention isn't a camera, it's a spotlight. Wherever it shines, feels like reality. Everything outside it might as well not exist. This explains something surprising: why two people can live in the same city, work in similar jobs, experience the same economy,